Welcome to Butterflies of Wisdom, everyone. You will hear this today. I just haven't had time to upload anything because I've been stuck in college class all day getting my journalism degree. But without further ado, I'm going to let Demetrius take it away.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Demarus Sandlin, and I work for Crown Bees, and I run our social media pages. I write educational content for our website, and I help answer questions. I primarily work in outreach, and my goal is to educate the public about our native bees and raise awareness about the fact that they exist and that they need our help, that there's simple things that we can do to improve their habitat, provide really healthy nesting materials for whole nesting bees. With the popularity of bee hotels, our goal is to get the information out there about how to raise the bees so that the bees are healthy and happy.
Okay. Well, when you say bees, you're not talking necessarily about honeybees. You're talking about bees in general.
Yeah, so honeybees come from Europe, and they were brought with the very first set of pilgrims, basically. So they've been here for a long time, and we know them really well, but they're not native to North America. And the world is actually home to around 21,000 species of bees. So there's a huge diversity of bees out there, and about 70% of bees nest underground, and those breeds are really wonderful, but there's no easy way for us to harvest their cocoons and move them where we need them. So there's about 15 to 30% of the rest of the bee species nest in holes. And it's easy for us to provide, kind of mimic the nest that they want to find, and harvest their cocoons when it's right for each bee species, and then put them in a place that we want them to work. So Crown Bees is an expert on raising those whole nesting bees that are native to North America. And we're really passionate about supporting native bees because they're the ones that really need our help right now.
Okay. So the honeybees don't necessarily need your help, but the native bees to wherever you may live need the help, because I know they say eat honey from where you live. I'm out here in Colorado, and we have a huge population of bees actually. In Durango, Colorado, we have a place called Honeyville, and all they do is raise Colorado bees. And if you guys go online, you can look up Honeyville, and one of the things they do is harvest the honey from the Colorado bee. So when you say you should eat honey natively, so to speak, what does that truly mean?
Well, so, like I said, honeybees come from somewhere else, and honeybees are social bees, and that's the reason why they make honey. But our bees, the bees that nest in holes, are not social, and they don't need to make honey. So the way that they live is really different. And I understand that the honey that you get locally is good for you because it has the pollen that's nearby you, and that's one of the reasons why they say that you should eat local honey to help with seasonal allergies. But the bees that we raise actually don't make honey. But instead, what they're really good for is pollinating your fruit trees. So if you have an apple tree, pears, and then nut trees, they're really good at pollinating like almonds. It's because of the way that they interact with the flowers, and the fact that our mason bees come out of their honeybees do.
So you're saying bees are good at pollinating everything under the sun.
Yeah, and there are some differences, like of those 4,000 species of bees that are native to North America, some of them are specialists and they will only visit certain flowers. And those specialists really need the native plants that they specialize on to gather the nectar and pollen that they like to eat. But our mason bees and our leafcutter bees that we raise for gardeners to use are generalists, and they love to visit pretty much any flower.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. I did not know that stuck, you guys, until Demetrius told me. So now, Demetrius, what is your favorite book? It doesn't have to be a beekeeping book per se, but it just has to be a book that you go back to time and time again.
Yeah, so I really like 1491, New Revelations of the Americas Before Columbus. It's by Charles C. Mann, and it's a nonfiction book, and I read it cover to cover really quickly, and I've wanted to go back and reread it, and I refer to it a lot when I talk about things that Native American people know about how to take care of our land and how to grow food, and I just think it's got really amazing examples of really interesting things.
So that book, 1492, I'm presuming that could be found on Amazon.
Yeah, it is. And I think he's got a new edition too, which I've been wanting to read. He also has another book that's about what kinds of things changed in our world after the discovery of America, which I think would be another really interesting book to read.
How cool is that? So, Demetrius, do you have time when you're not playing with social media and keeping our planet healthy? Do you have time to listen to podcasts? And if so, what is your favorite podcast that you listen to?
Well, I don't have an iPod or an iPhone, so I don't typically listen to podcasts, but when I listen to NPR, I'm trying to remember the name. Oh, I like Radiolab. That's the, and I think again it's another, like when they go into nonfiction, like learning about how things work or like what actually happens. Just learning about the world is what I like about that show.
So it's more Radiolab, and what you like about that show is they teach you the world.
Yeah.
Well, you're teaching me all about these today. So there we go. And
Great.
so what is your favorite technology tool that you use on a daily basis?
I like Google Docs. When I need input from other people, it's a really nice way to get their edits and their notes without having a whole bunch of versions and trying to remember which one is the latest version. So it's nice. It works really quickly. It saves a lot of time.
So Google Docs, you would be a big fan of Google Docs. I'm also a big fan of Google Docs. I am a full-time writer who teaches diversity on the side, K through 12 education, and I am a big fan of Google Docs for my writing. And Demetrius, if you had be educated by anyone inside or outside your field, who would it be and why?
Well, I actually think there's a lot of things that our elders can teach us, and because I'm Native American, I would really like to be able to spend more time with any elder that's a member of a tribe that's got some stories to teach me, because I think that kind of knowledge is really important, and I just really like spending time with them. So I guess that's a really broad answer, but your question just makes me wish that I could spend more time with people like grandmothers and grandfathers.
So you want to spend more time with people that are further generations from us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, Demetrius, where can people find your work and where can people find you?
So our website is pretty easy to find. It's crownbees.com, and we're big on social media. So if you search for Crown Bees, you should be able to find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and we have a Pinterest page, and I need to work on that. But I also have a personal blog that I've been working on. It's Demarus.com, so that's Demarus, and that's where I'm expanding on my ideas about sustainability. So
Well, how
I really
cool is that?
enjoy writing. Yeah, thank you.
How cool is that? And so, Demarus, do you have any questions for me before I let you go? And of course, you guys will have Demarus' information in the show notes.
Yeah, I was just curious about how you're able to fit so many interviews into your day. I was just really impressed by how many interviews you've got today. And
well, I typically record on Tuesdays. This is a Tuesday, so I typically do Tuesdays back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
And plus, on top of it, I had a unexpected college class meeting that I had to go to. So basically, my Tuesday is full of interviews, and that's the only way I could do it. That's the only way I could do it, I swear. I tried to do every other day under the sun, including Tuesdays, and it got way too much. So I decided, let's do one day a week and just do it back to back to back. So
well, that's great.
That's how I do that. And I appreciate
talking to so many people.
Well, I'm glad you educated all my listeners about bees and what they should do and what they shouldn't do. And I appreciate everyone's support, including Demetrius's. And you guys will hear this today. This podcast has been sponsored by Grace by Grit. Grace by Grit is a clothing line out of California, and Grace by Grit is giving you 20% off when you type in the code XO Butterflies, and they're at gracebygrit.com, and more information can be found in the show notes. And I thank Demetrius for coming on and being so flexible and teaching us about bees, and I wish her the best of luck with the social and community outreach, because bees are very, very, very important to our planet. They help us with everything, and so let's keep the bees alive, and I appreciate everyone's support. You guys, thanks. You guys.
Thank you. When are you still there?